6 months ago, I was having a full-on career crisis. Not because I hated my job, not because I wanted to quit, but because I genuinely couldn't figure out how did people do this for decades. I was a few months into a new job and every single week felt more overwhelming than the next. There was always another urgent request, another project that felt bigger than anything I have ever done before, another situation where I was expected to figure something out even though I had no idea where to start. And then I remember thinking, this cannot be life. Do we really just work, stress about work, recover from work, and then do it all over again? Because if that's the entire story, then I'm not interested. What's funny is that from the outside, everything looked perfectly fine. I had a great job, I was learning a lot, I was being trusted with really important work. But internally, I was exhausted because work had slowly become my entire identity. Every good day depended on work, every bad day depended on work. My happiness was basically attached to the amount of Slack messages I was getting throughout the day. If people needed me, I felt valued. If something went well, I felt successful. But if something went wrong, I felt like I was failing. And eventually I realized that the problem wasn't actually my job. The problem was that I was asking my career to be too many things. I wanted it to give me purpose, identity, achievement, fulfillment, validation. And that's a lot to ask from a paycheck. Somewhere over the last few months, something has shifted. Not because my job got easier, because it didn't. I still have overwhelming weeks. I still have projects where I feel like I'm a little bit in over my head. I still have days where I wonder how is everything going to get done. But I don't feel like I'm drowning anymore. And honestly, it's because I stopped making my career my entire life. I started setting better boundaries, not perfect boundaries, but just better ones. I stopped treating every request like it was an emergency. I stopped acting like every problem needed my immediate attention. And I started to invest more in other parts of my life that had nothing to do with my job. For me, that's been making these videos, reading more, traveling, spending time with my friends, spending time with Emmy, building a life that still feels meaningful when I close my laptop. Because the thing that nobody tells you is that career success doesn't automatically solve the bigger questions. You can get promoted, get the raise, get the new title, and still sit there wondering, okay, now what? The biggest lesson I have learned is this. The answer wasn't finding the perfect job. The answer was building a life that wasn't entirely dependent on my job. Because work matters and I care a lot about my career. I'm ambitious and I want to do really good work. But work can be the only place where you find meaning in life. It's too fragile because jobs change, companies change, managers change. Your life has to be bigger than just your career. So if you are in a career crisis right now, maybe ask yourself, what parts of my life have I stopped investing in because work has taken over? Because the thing that pulled me out of my career crisis wasn't doing more work. It was remembering that I have a life outside of it. And honestly, that's what made work feel more sustainable.